Hey everybody, it's Melissa. We're nearing the end of July 2024, meaning that I'm going to be giving you my top most used favorite fragrances for the month. As always, discount codes, discount links for these things going to be in the comment section below. And no, this is not a sponsored video. All thoughts and opinions are my own. Starting off at number 5 is Silver Mountain Water by Creed. This has made its way back into my rotation. And I haven't used it as often this month, but I don't know. There's something about this fragrance that occasionally I'll see it in my collection and go, you know what? Let me throw on Silver Mountain Water. And what I like about this scent is, for one, you guys know I'm a big fan of fresh fragrance DNA, right? But Silver Mountain Water does a really good job at being a relaxed fragrance and also being a professional fragrance, right? So no matter what you're doing, if it's warm outside, this is gonna fit the situation. You can be hiking, right? You could be swimming, you could be at the beach, and you could wear Silver Mountain Water. But also, let's say like you're literally working your 9 to 5, or like, I don't know what you're doing for work, whatever it is, you could throw this on and you'll still smell amazing. So I like the versatility of this fragrance because of those situations. And let me just smell it again. It's just so clean. And I do find Silver Mountain Water to be a unique fragrance. And understand, when I say unique, I'm not talking about specifically the fragrance niche community, right? Because of course, when you're in the fragrance community, things like Silver Mountain Water are probably called basic, they're probably called overrated. But I like to look at it through the lens of the real world and the general public and people that y'all are actually gonna be around. And you hardly smell something like this. I promise you. A lot of the fragrances that you're gonna smell are very, like, if it's on the masculine side, very blue fragrance oriented, kind of like Dior Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel. On the feminine side, you're gonna see things like Miss Dior, right? So this is just, to me, still a unique fragrance. I still love it. And it is a unisex scent. That's how it's marketed. That's how a lot of niche fragrances are marketed. But so, I mean, try it if you want to try it. Some people find it more masculine on their skin. Some people find it too feminine on their skin. So give it a wear and let me know what you think. The next fragrance is actually a dupe scent. This one is called Coma by Lattafa. And this one was a shock to me because I anticipated that it would smell like Angel Share by Kilian because, one, I heard about that, right? So there was already that bias in my mind. And two, the second I opened this bottle, if you guys watch my unboxing video, I'm like, this literally looks like a copy of the Angel Share bottle, right? So I threw it on my skin. I was really excited for it. And it smelled nothing like Angel Share to me. I'm sure that the notes are probably pretty similar, but Coma smelled more like Herod by Parfums de Marly. I know there's no cherry tobacco in this fragrance, at least from what I've seen, but on my skin, that's what it was reminiscent of. So I was like, damn, is this for sure a dupe of Angel Share? But a lot of my followers have corrected me and they told me that it's actually a dupe of another fragrance, but they also they just used the bottle of Angel Share, which is very interesting. But this is a long-lasting fragrance. I really think that for what it's worth, because this was a blind buy scent for me. It was like $30-ish, something like that. And for a $30 fragrance, when you get something with great performance, when you get something that here in the West isn't commonly smelled, right? Like, this scent is, again, I'm going to use the word unique in that sense, that most people are not wearing a fragrance like this. A lot of these Arabian fragrances and these dupe scents from Middle Eastern houses have been literally making a splash in the fragrance game because people are like, whoa, I've never smelled anything like this before. And the fact that it's a fraction of the price of what you would typically pay for a bougie niche fragrance makes it all the more enticing for a lot of people. So Coma is a solid fragrance. And like I said, I don't think it's anything like Angel Share, but it's interesting. And for 30 bucks, it's like, damn, dude, like, it doesn't smell like a $30 fragrance. It really doesn't. But word of caution, if you're somebody that was interested in smelling Crème Soir by MFK and you came to realize that it just smelled too like candle-like, where it was too thick, too waxy, and you weren't a fan of it, then you're probably not going to like Coma, because this one definitely has that sweetness. It definitely has that thickness there. And what's interesting though, just kind of bring it back to Angel Share, I believe that note-wise, there's some similarities, right? I think there's some cinnamon, some vanilla in this fragrance like it is in Angel Share, which is why some people might also think that it could potentially be a dupe of it. But the notes, like the prominent note here on my skin was tonka bean in the dry down. And that really showed through because I was wearing this in warm weather, which was a mistake, but I was excited to unbox it. So of course, like I sprayed it on my skin. And I would recommend this as a cold weather scent. And I know some people like wearing thick scents like this in the heat, and you go for it. But for me, I'm not touching this in warm weather. It's just, there's better options for me to pick from. And it can be very overwhelming, and it can turn nauseating very fast. And if it doesn't turn nauseating to you, it's gonna turn nauseating to the people around you. Like that's just the way it's gonna go. But really good fragrance for the price. The next scent, top three, here we go, is Escada by Day 3. And y'all, this is gonna be an interesting fragrance to me, because years down the line, when I'll talk about this, y'all will probably be like, you hardly even wear that. There's not even a dent in it. Because as you can clearly see, there's barely a dent. It looks brand new. But as I've said, when it comes to strong fragrances that are beast mode like this one, I literally only do one spray, sometimes even half a spray. So I highly doubt that I'm going to be going through this bottle of Escada fast anytime soon. This is like a one spray thing for me. And again, a little bit different for me to want to wear a fragrance like this in this particular weather. But I've been throwing this on when the sun was setting, and it's just so good. It's a guava fragrance. It's very realistic. There's beautiful florals added to this. There's a lot of naturals as well for people that appreciate natural ingredients and fragrances, and you're not too big on the synthetics. This one is more natural dominant, but it's also a beast of a scent. No joke. This will push past 12 hours on skin, on clothes. On clothes, it's going to last even longer. If you do one spray of this on clothes, it'll literally last all day. So be cautious, you know, and I know this one says EDP if you look at it, but this is actually an extrait de parfum. This is the, if you guys watched my first video of this, this was the first bottle that Day 3 sent out. And they told me that there was an error on the label that says EDP. So when you guys, if you guys get it, you're actually getting the extrait de parfum. This one is just the, I don't want to say busted bottle, but the mistake bottle. And I'm happy to have it, okay? That's like a once in a however many, I lost what I literally lost what I was going to say. Dude, it's so good though. And by the way, forgot to mention, unisex as well. And this one, unisex, but I would say it kind of leans a little bit more on the feminine side. If you're into like the fruity florals, then, I mean, anybody could wear it. Again, I just think that it comes across more feminine. And what's interesting is typically with scents like this, I don't care to wear them as much. I'd rather smell them on other people. And I'd still say that with Escada, it would probably smell better on somebody else than on me. But when I do smell it on myself, I'm like, damn, this thing is so good. And I think just wrapping it back to the price point of this fragrance again, I think it's like it's less than $200 for the 50 ml. It's like $130 or something like that. Again, it's priced like a designer, but it has the niche, it has the, I don't want to say niche performance because that varies from fragrance to fragrance, but just, this is a very individualistic fragrance. Like you wear something like this and no one else around you is going to be wearing a similar scent to you. There's a lot of fragrances that try to go in the fruity direction that kind of just smell a bit candy-ish. They kind of smell a bit adolescent, right? Like a body spray that you would gift to a 13-year-old now that she's a teenager and she wants to smell good, right? But this one is just, it's done so beautifully. And people have been asking me, what's my favorite, Escada or Bonnie? And I love Bonnie because I love mango, but this one right here, even though I love mango more, just, I love the guava of this fragrance. So I'm going to go with Escada. So this is number 3. In second place, Salt and Pepper by Precious Liquid. Is it really a surprise at this point? This has probably been the most consistent fragrance. This one and Elysium, the most consistent fragrance in this series that I do. Because I personally just love this fragrance. Y'all have heard me rave about it time and time again. It's just sexy. It's perfect for this weather. And just a sexy masculine fragrance. It is marketed as unisex, but This is more on the masculine side, for sure. I love, like, it's just easy to wear for me, especially in the weather that I live in. But y'all have heard me talk about this nonstop, so that's second place. And in first place, I did a little drum roll, but you guys probably did not hear that, is a Raja fragrance. And it's not Elysium, it's Oceania. Because I've been going to the beach a lot more lately this month. And I saw Oceania in my collection. And I said, yo, this used to be like my go-to beach fragrance when I first got this. Like, I think Raja sent this bottle to me 2 years ago or something like that. And I was literally using this every single time I would go swimming in a pool or go to the beach. So I looked at it this month and I'm like, damn, let me run that back, right? So I wore it, and when I smelled the first spray, it just was like a flashback of that's why I wore this fragrance. And when you smell this scent and you're there in like the beach water, right? And then you come out of the beach and you smell like the salty seawater, and then you smell like Oceania. It's just so good. Life is so good. You know, this is one of those fragrances that boosts my mood whenever I wear it. It always brings a smile to my face. I wear it whenever I don't wear it in cold weather or when I'm going to be indoors all day. I wear this when I know I'm going to be outside, if I'm going to be sweating, if I'm swimming, whatever it is. This is particularly a water fragrance for me. I just think it smells good in those situations. And if you've never smelled Oceania before, it smells like sexy Sprite. When I say Sprite, yes, I'm talking about the soda. And I know that's weird because people are going to go, sexy Sprite, that literally makes no sense. If you could just try to picture smelling, like instead of the taste of Sprite, that's the smell, and it's attractive, then you have Oceania. But I still don't think, like how I said salt and pepper, this is a sexy fragrance, right? But this is a feel-good fragrance. This is something that you wear and you know you smell fantastic. And kind of like Silver Mountain Water, this has duality to it. Like if you were to wear this at a nice brunch or a get together or a date, like a summer date, something like that, it's gonna smell expensive, it's gonna smell luxurious. That's just the way that this fragrance comes across, truly. This isn't something that, like, you smell it and you're like, oh yeah, I smell that all the time. You know, there's something very uplifting about it. And this has probably been the key word in this entire video, but unique. I'm still gonna say that. And people ask, they're like, should I get Oceania? Should I get Sedley? Honestly, I'd say, Oceania to me came first, right? So this is the first one that I smelled, and then I smelled Sedley. So that one reminded me of Oceania. So this is the OG to me. So I go Oceania, but I still think that Sedley is a great option. I think that Oceania is more unisex than Sedley. Sedley can go a little bit more on the masculine side. Very fun fragrance as well. But this is just like so effortless, luxurious, smells expensive. It just smells, I don't know, just really, really good. Yeah, man. So no Elysium on this list. No Elysium. I really have not been wearing Elysium. I've been trying to go through my other fragrances. I haven't been using fragrances as much in comparison to before, where I would throw them on every single day. Kind of going through that phase where it's like, you know, I don't really care to wear a fragrance right now. But when I do, when I smell these scents, it just tempts me to get right back into it. But there it is. All right, my top 5 favorite fragrances for the month. Let me know yours in the comment section below. And again, discount codes, discount links for where to get these fragrances is going to be in the pinned comment below and in the description box. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.